Thank you, Steve. Good afternoon, everyone. Lots of pre-match talk about Serbia possibly pulling out of the tournament following chance made in yesterday's game between Croatia and Albania, but they are lined up and ready to go at the Allianz Arena, preparing for a game they really need to win against Slovenia. Serbia impressive, certainly in the second half against England on Sunday, despite losing 1-0. Slovenia also impressed in the second half of their opener against Denmark, coming away with a point. Overcast day in Munich as we get ready for the first game of the day in Group C with, as Steve mentioned a few moments ago, the headline match in this group to come in Frankfurt later between England and Denmark as the two teams take to the field at the Allianz Arena. The ball on the plinth, just removed by the referee Istvan Kovacs from Romania. What a venue to play football. Stephen Warnock, good afternoon.
It's just sensational, the arena that they're in, Bayern Munich Stadium. I mean, it's one of the best arenas that I've been to in world football. I've been fortunate enough to go to it now probably 4 or 5 times in the last few years, but this is occasion now where the players will look out, they'll understand the magnitude of the game, but these two teams, they need a win today, so this should hopefully bring us a great game of football.
A sea of colour inside the Allianz Arena, lots of red, lots of white. The white of Slovenia, the red of Serbia. The players lined up across the halfway line, along with the officials who are wearing blue shirts, black shorts and blue socks. Mascots all around the centre circle with the flags as well. We'll run through the two lineups in just a second. First though, we're going to pause for the national anthems. Tremendous passion from both sets of players and both sets of supporters for the two respective national anthems. The players now go through the handshakes across the halfway line. They go through handshakes in the director's box as well as we get ready for kick-off here in the first of 3 games for you on 5 Live and BBC Sounds today between Slovenia and Serbia. Serbia making 3 changes from the side that started against England on Sunday night. Gudel, Kostic and Milinkovic-Savic, surprisingly, all drop out. Ilic, Mladenovic and Dusan Tadic, formerly of Southampton, come in to start. Slovenia naming the same team that started against Denmark. So if we start with the Slovenia team, the captain Jan Oblak, widely regarded as the best goalkeeper on the planet, is of course in goal. The back 4 from right to left: Jan Konečkic, Vanja Dekusic, Jaka Bijol and Erik Jansa. Then it's 2 in midfield: Timi Elshnik and Adam Gnezda Charin. Wide right from Empoli, it is Petr Stojanovic. Wide left, formerly of Brighton, QPR and Wigan, Jan Molklar. And then the top 2, Andras Spora, formerly of Middlesbrough, and Benjamin Sesko. 14 goals for RB Leipzig last season. He's been linked with just about every single Premier League club that there is to link him with. It is a decent looking Slovenia side, that, unchanged.
Yeah, it certainly is, and it's one that'll feel that they can get at this Serbia team and they can create problems for them. I think when we look at the forward line and the 2 strikers, and especially Sesko, he's the one that you look towards and think if they can get balls into the box at 6'4", towering player, not just his aerial ability but his ability on the floor as well and his link-up play.
Sesko with a €65 million release clause in his contract, amongst the clubs to be linked with him over the last few months: Manchester United, Chelsea and Arsenal. So we will see what happens in the coming weeks there. As far as Serbia are concerned, as I say, 3 changes from the England game. Predrag Rajkovic continues in goal. A back 3 of Milos Velkovic, Nikola Milenkovic and Strahina Pavlovic. The 2 wing-backs, Andrija Zivkovic and Filip Mladenovic. He's one of the players to come in. The 2 in midfield, Ivan Ilic, used to be on the books at Manchester City alongside Fulham's Sasa Lukic, and then it's Dusan Tadic in behind that formidable top 2 of Dusan Vlahovic and Alexander Mitrovic. You may well have heard of him before. We're ready to go at the Allianz Arena. And it's Slovenia who get us underway, counted down by the crowd. It is Slovenia against Serbia in Group C, second group game for these 2 teams. Stephen Warnock and myself, Lee Blakeman, your commentary team on 5 Live and BBC Sounds this afternoon. Slovenia win the ball back from the kick-off and come on the attack straight away down the centre. It was Ivan Ilic who had space to move into down the centre. checked, decided to go back, and now just about every single Serbian player has had the opportunity to get a touch of the ball, including Erik Jansa. And now Zivkovic, who moves the ball to the left. Cross comes in from the Serbian left, looking for Mitrovic in the air, headed to the edge of the area, not really clear. Can Tadic get there inside the D? No, not quite. This is a bright start, this, from Serbia. Really slow start, I thought, against England on Sunday. They've lost it on halfway here, but recovered the situation very well with Nikola Milenkovic. He hits one long downfield. Opening minutes, Stephen Warnock, and Serbia have already done more than they did in just about all of the first half on Sunday against England.
Yeah, really positive start, and that was what we were wondering, how the teams would start, what would be the intent from the teams. Well, Serbia has shown them there straight away. There has been changes in personnel. They've also brought Tadic into that forward area to help the two strikers, and that has just pushed the Slovenia centre-backs back a little bit and created a little bit more space in midfield.
Slovenia clear the ball here. Ball comes back at them, hit with plenty of pace. Jan Oblak allows it to go behind for a goal kick. Dragan Stojkovic, the Serbia manager, standing side of the pitch, hands in his pockets, just about every single supporter on their feet, representing both clubs inside the Allianz Arena. Serbia lost the ball a few seconds ago, very, very quick to win it back. Jansa moves the ball across the back four, but Konic kickers lost it, and now Serbia have it back wide on the right. Zivkovic is over there. Interception is made by Konic kick. Throw into Slovenia, awarded in the end, and Slovenia have it back in their midfield with Elshnik. Ball played forwards, heavily chested first time, but they managed to keep it and work the ball to the left. 0-0, Slovenia and Serbia on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Slovenia doing what Serbia did in the opening minute of the game now, just spreading play, allowing every player just to get a touch on the ball, because they have started this game, Slovenia, very, very nervously, shall we say that. Ball in the midfield with Slovenia, moving it to the edge of the penalty area. Here's Sasa Lukic now, the Fulham man, getting his first real touch, and it's not a good one because he tries to work the ball to the left, holds his hand up to apologise because it goes straight out into touch for a Serbian throw. 3 minutes gone, Stephen Warnock. Slovenia 0, Serbia 0.
Yeah, poor from Lukic there, just trying to pass the ball out to the left-hand side, a simple 5-yard pass, and just perhaps that adrenaline pushing through the veins of the players, trying to relax themselves into this game and bring a little bit of calm to proceedings. You can just tell the atmosphere is perhaps getting to the players a little bit, and we spoke about that before the game.
Here comes Slovenia on the attack, shot from distance, straight at the goalkeeper. It was a good shot in the end, straight at the keeper either side there, and he would have had a problem there, the Serbian keeper Rajkovic.
Yeah, Cherin with the shot, and he strikes it well, but it's straight at the goalkeeper, and Rajkovic just picks it up straight into his mid-drift, a comfortable save.
Serbia playing out from the back. 1-0 defeat to England on Sunday, poor in the first half, much improved in the second. Couple of chances to equalise, a total of 3 shots on goal, all of those coming in the second half. Serbia have never qualified for the knockout stages of a major tournament, going out in the group stages of the 2010, 18 and 22 World Cups. They need a win here, given that narrow defeat on Sunday. They've certainly started with the most intent of the two teams in Munich, but it's Slovenia who've had that first real shot on goal, with Cherin from about 20 yards out, going straight at Rajkovic. Serbia in all red, going back to Rajkovic. Plays his club football for Mallorca. He goes long, over halfway, looking for the run of Vlahovic. Ball played back to goalkeeper Oblak, wearing all yellow. I said in the opener, widely regarded Oblak as the best keeper on the planet. He was very, very cool there as Vlahovic was chasing him down. Slovenia clear and go over halfway. Ball goes out into touch. Throw in on this near side. Very, very cool there, Jan Oblak, with Vlahovic bearing down on him.
Yeah, not a problem for him. He's obviously played at the highest level now for a number of years with Atletico, understands the pressures of the game, and he's not afraid to take the ball at his feet. Often regarded as the best shot stopper in world football, but might not be known for his ability on the floor with the ball at his feet, but he showed composure there.
31 years old, 26 clean sheets from 66 caps. Jan Oblak, 7-time winner of the Slovenian Footballer of the Year award, twice nominated for the Ballon d'Or as well, which is impressive if you're a goalkeeper, that coming from a failed, miserable Sunday League goalkeeper, as Serbia play the ball across their back four at the moment, getting early touches, out from the back, working it to the right where Timi Elshnik gets a touch. And this game, after a frantic start, first from Serbia and then Slovenia, has just settled down. 5.5 minutes played, 0-0 between the two teams in Munich. Remember, massive day of football on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. 8 o'clock later, Spain versus Italy in Gelsenkirchen in Group B. Chris Sutton and Ian Dennis, your commentary team for that. And then from 5, the headliner, the other game in Group C, live from Frankfurt, John Murray, Matthew Upson, Connor Cody, Izzy Christensen and Mark Chapman, our team, for England against Denmark. Here, Serbia have it, wide on the left, midway inside the Slovenia half, in no real hurry to go forward. Lukic has it, and then moves the ball quickly from left to right. Again, very patient build-up, Stephen, here from Serbia.
Yeah, I think there's just going to be a period where when either team get the ball, they're going to grow into the game, they're going to try and just build up from the back and be patient in the way that they're playing. But I think the other thing as well, what you have to take into consideration is the heat. I mean, you're trying to play in 26, 27 degrees heat. It's very difficult.
Serbia come bursting into the penalty area, right side, shot goes in, good save by Rajkovic, that time to deny Benjamin Sesko. He was played through, picked out Malklar, and it was Malklar who got the shot away.
Yeah, difficult shot for him as he's pushing round to his right hand side onto the edge of the 6-yard box, and he strikes across the ball and tries to catch Rajkovic out. He saves it smartly with his feet and pushes it round the corner for a corner.
First corner of the game, good save that by Rajkovic. It's gone the way of Slovenia. It's going to be taken from the Slovenia right. It's going to be a way swinger. Lots of Serbian supporters behind the goal that Slovenia are attacking. It's a short corner. I was just about to say training ground move. Needs more work on the training ground because it fell to pieces. Short pass intercepted.
It was a training ground routine, but both of the players who came short ran over the ball and then both looked at each other as if to say, who was meant to take it? I mean, I always think early on in a game, put one under the crossbar for the goalkeeper, really test him out. When you've got Sesko there, 6'4", give him something to go and attack. It was a disappointing set piece.
It's a great shot just before that did call the goalkeeper Rajkovic into action. Malklar testing him, decent save with his legs at the near post, but then the resulting corner, it was short and it was just a little bit Chuckle Brothers, wasn't it? To me, to you, and nobody could quite make their mind up. Serbia have it back amongst their back four at the moment. Veljkovic has it, ball played forwards. Is that a foul? Yes, on Mitrovic. Serbia free kick midway inside the Slovenia half of the field. No arguments there really from Dekusic on Mitrovic. Foul all day long. Serbian free kick.
Yeah, he's just very aggressive, isn't he? One thing he doesn't want to do is get Mitrovic turning him. Dekusic, he doesn't want to be held up in a 1v1.
Quick free kick. Serbia have it with Zivkovic on the right. It's a deep cross. Looks like it's going to be too deep. Is too deep. Goes behind for a goal kick to Jan Oblak and Slovenia. So 9 gone in Munich. Slovenia 0, Serbia 0. One thing I always notice about Mitrovic, whether I see him playing for Serbia, whether I've seen him playing for Fulham in the Premier League, no matter how many goals he scores, no matter how many games he gets under his belt, he never looks happy, does he?
No, he doesn't. He's always one of them players, but I think he's one of them where when he crosses the white line, he's very serious. But I've heard off the pitch, he's a great character within the changing room. He is a very likeable person. So I think it's just the way he is. The other player that reminds me of that is Richarlison at Spurs. I mean, he's very much that way as well. Off the pitch, meant to be a joker, but on it, I've never seen him crack a smile.
Slovenia have it on the halfway line. wide on the right. Would you describe your approach as a player as chilled, happy, serious, a little bit of all?
Too serious. When I look back now, I think you've got to relax and try and enjoy it, but it's very difficult because of the pressures that are on you in a game.
Slovenia down the right, long ball forward, looking for the run of Jan Karničnik, goes out, throw into Serbia in their left back area. Game's really settled, I wouldn't say either on top at the moment. Serbia really dominant in the opening 2 minutes. A couple of shots have gone the way of Slovenia, but the overall pattern of play is we'll keep it for 30 seconds, give it away, you have it for 30 seconds and give it us back.
Yeah, a lot of it's been in and around the central areas, hasn't it? Running around the centre of the pitch, and it's been a game really lacking in much quality at the moment. But I do think, again, that comes down to the nerves, that comes down to the pressure of trying to win this game, and both teams knowing that 3 points are vitally important.
0-0, Slovenia throw level with the edge of the Serbia penalty area. They go back towards the centre circle where Jaka Biol gets his first serious touch, moves the ball to the left to Erik Jansa. Again, Slovenia unchanged from the side that drew 1-1 with Denmark on Sunday. It was Jansa, who I just mentioned actually, who got the equaliser in that game. Slovenia come over halfway, lose it, Serbia have it back, free kick midway inside the half on their left for a foul on Filip Mladenovic, one of 3 players to come in for Serbia, compared with the side that started the 1-0 defeat to England. I'm going to get this out of the way straight away, with the scoreline being 0-0, because I said it at this point in yesterday's game between Croatia and Albania, and it turned into a classic. No 0-0s yet. And really, Croatia and Albania yesterday both had to go for it because they needed the win. It ended 2-2 and it was a cracker, so I'm hoping I'm going to positively jinx this here.
I hope so as well. Want to see goals, want entertainment, don't we? I mean, I was lucky enough to have the Georgia-Turkey game the other day, which was fantastic.
Slovenia go long, striker tries to get on the end of it, but goalkeeper Rajkovic comes and makes the claim. Offside flag had gone up anyway over on the far side, and Serbia get rid of the ball quickly to their left. Serbia with Lukic in the midfield, the Fulham man loses it. Here comes Slovenia down the right, level with the edge of the Serbia penalty area. Good interception by Jan Karničnik. And eventually that attack breaks down. It's very, very scrappy, this game at the moment, I have to say.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a scrappy game. It's been lacking in quality. Both teams are getting caught out trying to play from the back, more so Serbia. The press from Slovenia has been really impressive at times, but if they can press high up against Serbia, I think they'll get more joy. But you're going to expect every now and again they will get through that press.
Serbia throw on their right, on the halfway line. Ball at the moment with Veljkovic, the Werder Bremen man. Ball moves into the midfield, back with Veljkovic once more. 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Slovenia 0, Serbia 0. Second group game for these two teams in Group C. Serbia's form coming into this game: lost one, lost. So if you like things nice, neat and tidy, that pattern would suggest a Serbia win here. But on the balance of play, nothing to choose between them whatsoever. It's been Slovenia who've had the clearer cut chances of the two teams. Serbia at the moment just playing around with the ball inside their own half. They've gone with a back 3 of Veljkovic, Milenkovic and Pavlovic in front of goalkeeper Rajkovic. Here they come patiently now over halfway down the right. Good interception by Slovenia, and Serbia have a throw again just inside their own half on this near side, the Serbia right. Veljkovic again once more plays the ball to Milenkovic, who's playing the centre of those 3 defenders. Ball moved to the left to Strahina Pavlovic of RB Salzburg. Long ball forwards, looking for the head of Vlahovic, but the goalkeeper Jan Oblak does what he does so well, commands his penalty area and comes and makes the play.
They started well, Serbia, in the way that they built up, and they were trying to play through the lines into Tadic and making sure that he was available. Now everything's going long. They're finding it difficult to cut through Slovenia. The press has been exceptionally good from them, and they're the ones now who have started to take control of this game.
15th minute of it. Slovenia have it inside their own half. 24 years since Slovenia last appeared at the Euros, back in Euro 2000 in what was their first ever major tournament. They were knocked out in the group stages. Smallest nation to qualify for Euro 2024, population of just 2 million. back strongly, as all of the clubs have been in this tournament. We were talking before we came on air, break off just for a second, because Slovenia are on the attack here, moving towards the edge of the area. It's a deep ball which is played into the box, too deep in the end from Eric Jansa, and it goes all the way behind for a Serbian goal kick. But we were talking before we came on air about how you used to see the England followings in the 90s and early noughties, and you just think, wow, that following is just better than any other. Every single team at Euro 2024, from what we're seeing, what a fantastic following.
Yeah, it looks incredible. I mean, every game that you hear the national anthems, you think that the whole stadium's full of that team's support, and that's credit to the fan base for following the teams and making sure that they spend the well-earned money on going to support them. But what an occasion it is to go and watch your team play at a Euros or a World Cup, whatever it might be, a major competition.
Ball currently out for a throw-in on the halfway line. I know a lot of my friends, England supporters, who are currently in Frankfurt, and that is where we will be on 5 Live and BBC Sounds from 4 o'clock this afternoon for the other game in Group C. Our team, led by Mark Chapman and John Murray, getting ready as soon as this game is done here. But lots of football to go. We've not even had a quarter of this one yet in Munich between Slovenia and Serbia. It's Serbia who are on the attack at the moment down the left with Dusan Tadic. Nice ball, left side of the area, chipped in towards the back post. Zivkovic was waiting, but Slovenia rose highest with the defensive header, more height than distance on the clearance, and now Serbia have it back. Slovenia intercept very quickly, move it to their left back area, and should complete the clearance this time, as indeed they do, with some nice tidy one-touch football down their left, and Slovenia come moving over the halfway line. Sesko intercepted, throw into Slovenia on the halfway line. Nicely tidied up that.
Yeah, first bit of quality that we've seen, and Tadic gets on the ball, creates a little 2v1 situation down on their left-hand side, little reverse pass in, they get the ball to the back post, but credit to Jansa, he deals with it at the back post, gets a smart header on it, and then Sesko drives up the pitch. We see the different side to his game, that speed that he's got to carry the ball and get his team away from danger.
Jansa's throw comes straight back at him, pumps it back forwards, comes straight back at him again, and eventually the Slovenia move breaks down. Had 2 chances, not getting a third. Serbia have it back on the opposite side of the pitch. As I say, a mainly overcast day in Munich. Yesterday, the game I was watching between Croatia and Albania, you've got one half of the pitch which was so deeply in the shade, it was hard to see the far side. This time today in Munich, it's all dull. Makes it much, much easier to pick out what's going on. And at the moment, I can pick out Serbia on the far side, moving over the halfway line. Forwards to the captain, the former Southampton man, Dusan Tadic. Tried the reverse pass on the left wing, doesn't work. Can Serbia win it back on the halfway line? No, they can't. Slovenia do well to win it inside the centre circle. Malpla, ball forwards, headed away by Serbia. Played further forwards by Ivan Ilic of Torino. Slovenia have it back though on halfway, work it to their right, now to the edge of the centre circle. Nice, tidy, short, sharp passing football. Cherin, ball goes out to the right. Stojanovic, whose name I've barely said in the opening 18 minutes of this game, still 0-0. Jansa on this near side for Slovenia, and he goes back into his own half. Remember, every single game of Euro 2024 live on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Slovenia just passing the ball around on the halfway line at the moment. So many great podcasts for you to listen to as well. You've got Football Daily, and you've got You'll Never Beat Kyle Walker, which is a fantastic listen. England's Kyle Walker will be playing against Denmark later. Before he came to Germany, made a podcast with that title, You'll Never Beat Kyle Walker. Takes you inside the dressing room to find out what it takes to win over and over again. As a look back at Euro 2020 as well, available right now by going to the BBC Sounds app or the website. You've missed none of the game, well, I've been telling you about that, because Slovenia continue to pass it across the halfway line. Jansa's ball in field, cleared away. Elshnik has it back for Slovenia, works the ball out to the right. Stojanovic has it now over on that far side. He's got Elshnik short, but keeps on going himself here. Stojanovic works the ball to the left. Jansa, cross, good looking cross. Goalkeeper comes and flaps at that. Rajkovic. Ball, does that go out over on the far side? No, Serbia clear it, but it goes straight back to Slovenia. Konečkic, ball into the area, tried to pick out Spora, whose name I've hardly said so far, the number 9 for Slovenia, but Serbia have the answers this time defensively. It's Slovenia who are just turning things up a few notches here, Stephen. They have it back on the edge of the centre circle.
Yeah, they're just trying to inject a little bit of pace as they come down the right again.
Here they come with Cherin. He's done well. He's tested the goalkeeper once himself so far. Ball comes back in field. Elshnik might try the shot from distance. Does try the shot from distance. It's blocked. Falls for Stojanovic. His ball back out to the right. His poor overhit. Throw into Serbia in their left back area. But at the moment, as we approach the midway point of the first half, it's 0-0. If you were going to pick one side to take the lead, it would absolutely at the moment be Slovenia.
Yeah, it would. They're the ones who've got a little bit more intent, a little bit more quality in the final third. They're pressing well, getting after Serbia, making sure that if Serbia players they're turning into a tackle, that they're not allowing them to get the heads up. But you just feel that once they do get in the ascendancy and the crowd get up a little bit, there's that element of rushing it and feel like they've got to score straight away. And we saw it there where there was a pass that wasn't really on. They try and force it and then the move breaks down. It just disrupts that momentum.
Slovenia again down their right, heavy first touch. That was by Stojanovic over there, got away with it, tried to pick out a teammate in Karničkic, intercepted. Slovenia having a lot of joy on that far side as we look at things their right. 0-0 at the moment. Slovenia with Spora and Sesko up top. I mentioned so many people have been looking at Sesko in terms of Premier League clubs. 14 goals for RB Leipzig last season, including 7 in his last 7 Bundesliga matches. Slovenia from the throw, work it into the centre circle. Jansa goes short to Cherin, who had that shot from distance earlier, goes straight at goalkeeper Rajkovic. Here they come down their left this time. Molklar, who's been impressive in the opening quarter of this game for Slovenia. Just tried one pass too many that time. Serbia intercept, playing around with the ball though on the edge of their own area. Sesko tries to nip in, intercepted. It is a corner to Slovenia, their second of the match.
Yeah, they're overplaying against Serbia, trying to play the way out, and it's not on. You've got to sometimes just release the ball, try and get it up to Mitrovic's chest, allow him to get hold of the ball and take a little bit of pressure off.
It's going to be a corner to Slovenia from this near side this time. The Slovenia left. Elshnik, Spora, both waiting for this delivery. Standing near to goalkeeper Rajkovic. In the end, it's a short corner. It works this time. They go back down the left side to Jansa, edge of the area, couple of touches, sends it across towards the back post. Goalkeeper Rajkovic comes, claims this time. Having flapped at one a couple of minutes ago, that was more commanding from the keeper.
Now sack the set piece coach, because that's 2 now that they haven't got right. I mean, that is really poor because they've gone short again. And they get it into a position in the left full-back position on the edge of the box, but he's still got to beat a man. He's got to take him on to get the cross in. Well, that's not gaining any advantage. That's just open play. Really poor from Slovenia.
Serbia trying to play out from the back here. As a defender, when you see a short corner taken, when they work, they look brilliant. But at times, do you just breathe a sigh of relief that they don't just put one on top of your goal?
Oh, you're delighted, yeah, because often when you're going in a 1v1 situation up against someone and there's a little bit of a mismatch, and I mean, I'm 5'10", if I get put against someone 6'1", 6'2", I'm thinking, if they put it in the right area, he should win that header every single time, and you don't want your man to score, so then that tension comes into your body in defending them.
Shows how slow Serbia are in their build-up. While Stephen was talking, they didn't stop passing the ball across their own back 3, Serbia. Eventually they go long, and that is a late tackle going in over on the far side, and we've got the first yellow card of the afternoon shown to Serbia's number 25, Filip Mladenovic. Very, very late tackle going in on Karničkic of Slovenia.
Yeah, he's just too quick, Karničkic. He just flips the ball over the leg of Mladenovic, and he just can't get anywhere near him, so he follows through with the left leg and makes sure that he takes him out, because if he doesn't, he's away down that right hand side.
Is that what they call taking one for the team?
I think it's just been too late and too slow.
It's either called taking one for the team or just clumsy.
Yeah.
Slovenia have got it down their right, far side as we look at things, taking things to the edge of the Serbia area. Cross goes in, goalkeeper dives, it was a low cross, punches it away. Slovenia have it back on their right again, midway inside the half, down the centre, trying a one-touch layoff, doesn't work. Serbia come away with the ball, but again the Serbian clearance is poor, and it's back with Jansa for Slovenia, chipped up towards the edge of the area. Couldn't quite pick out Spora or Sesko that time. Serbia clear towards Mitrovic on the halfway line. That's surely a shirt pull. Yes, says the referee. Foul given against Kusic that time, and Serbia have a free kick on halfway on the left, which they take quickly and in a hurry. 0-0, 25 gone on 5 Live and BBC Sound. Serbia on halfway.
He's done well to Kusic, because what he's done is he's not allowed Mitrovic to bring anyone into play. He's been aggressive with him. He knows that he's up against someone who's physically probably stronger than him, but he's not allowed him to get any foothold in the game, Mitrovic. But at the other end of the pitch, what I would say is if you are looking for a weakness in Serbia, Rajkovic, the goalkeeper, looks nervous. He looks very, very worried about the ball coming into his box. He's flapped at one, he's punched one when he didn't really need to. So if you do get another set piece, you'd be flinging one under his bar.
I was going to say that makes the short corners that Slovenia have played twice even more confusing. Here's Tadic on the attack for Serbia. Ball out to the left, and the man who's just been booked, Mladenovic, wide on the left, right by the corner flag. Rolls the ball back down the line. What are Serbia going to do here? Can they put the ball inside the area and cause Jan Oblak half a problem, which they've not been able to do so far? Serbia back to goal, edge of the area. Sasa Lukic. Can they whip in across here? Ball wide on the left to the byline. Low goes the cross. Mitrovic and Vlahovic waiting. Clearance is made by Slovenia. They've just not got it in the final third, Serbia, at all.
No, it was Ilic on the left-hand side, and you're just looking for a little bit of quality into the box, and he almost passes it to the near post. Here he is again.
Ilic again. Cross this time is better. Header goes in from Vlahovic, straight at Jan Oblak at his near post. Anywhere else, and the so-called best goalkeeper in the world would have had more of a problem.
Yeah, Vlahovic gets across his man to Kusic. He doesn't get anywhere near him. He doesn't see the run. He gets a flick of a header onto it. Comfortable save for Jan Oblak. That's the first we've seen of Serbia with real intent to get that ball into the box and get numbers in there.
I mentioned Serbia earlier in the England game on Sunday. 3 shots on goal, just the one on target. Were very, very poor, weren't they, in the first half? Really got going in the second. And after a lightning opening 2 minutes from the Serbians, where they looked like they were trying to get forward with pace, intensity, and lots of zip, they've really gone off the ball here, and it's been Slovenia who've been dominating large parts of the opening 27. Yeah,
but I mean, just in the possession stats there, where you've got Serbia on 53%, that surprises me, because I don't see what they've done. I haven't seen that at all in this game. That is surprising, and a lot of it's probably round the back, but they've been disappointing. Really, really poor, considering they need to go out and win this game.
53% Serbian possession. I'd like to see the numbers for left-right, because that's basically all they've done. Jansa comes charging over halfway now down the Slovenian left. Teammate overlapping, low cross goes in again. Spora and Sesko couldn't be picked out with the low delivery. Serbia clear towards halfway. Is that a foul? Yes, on Mitrovic. Free kick Serbia on the halfway line. Credit to Slovenia, he's barely had a kick, Mitrovic.
No, he hasn't. BR gets close, he wins the ball, but it's actually Elchnik who comes in. He doesn't need to make the foul because his centre-back's already dealt with the situation. He comes in with a forearm into the back of Mitrovic, and Mitrovic does exactly what his manager will want him to do. Goes to ground, wins the free kick, gets his team back in possession.
No goals so far in this second group game in Group C on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. This is the other game in England's group, Slovenia against Serbia, with, if you needed reminding, England against Denmark to come later, with John Murray, Mark Chapman and the team. Serbia on the attack, down their right at the moment, with Dusan Tadic wearing the fluorescent yellow captain's armband on his left arm, forced to go back to the halfway line, and they will build again with Nikola Milenkovic working the ball to his left to Pavlovic, just shuffles over halfway to the edge of the centre circle. Ball forwards along the ground. Serbia with a little bit of space here, centre of the field, with Vlahovic, who went close with that header a few moments ago. Ball out to the left. Ilic is out there. Ball played forwards, and again nothing happens. Who's that who's gone down on the edge of the area? It's Vlahovic, and he was looking at the referee more in hope rather than expectation. He's saying he was thrown to ground. We're going to have a look at the replay.
Not for me. No, he's tried a little Cruyff round the corner, and he's had a little bit of an arm, a little bit of pressure from Biol, but no, not at all.
Serbia win themselves a corner as Slovenia try to clear. If you're wondering what means, it means I haven't got a clue which way that decision should have gone, to be honest with you. I'm leaving it all to Stephen Warnock to do. Right, Serbia corner, their first of the game. Jan Oblak with everybody back defending inside his penalty area, barking out his instructions here. Mitrovic in there at the back post causing chaos, looking annoyed and irritated. What can they do here, Serbia? Half an hour played in Munich. In goes the cross. It goes all the way across the face of goal. Just needed a touch. Doesn't get one. Behind it goes for a goal kick. Mitrovic wants another corner. Nothing doing. But when we were criticising the Slovenian corners earlier, that is how you do it from Serbia. Somehow that has gone straight through a crowd without a meaningful touch, and it was about 3 yards from goal.
He thinks that Mitrovic, I thought initially he'd missed a sitter, but I think the defender just does enough for Serbia. It's Mark Clark. Yeah, he does exceptionally well. He actually flicks it from under the head of Mitrovic, puts it round for another corner. Referee doesn't spot it and gives a goal kick. But that's how you take a set piece. You put dangerous balls into the area.
Elshnik wins it for Slovenia as they come on the attack down the other end now to the edge of the D, just barely to the left of centre. Good counter this by Slovenia, looking dangerous. Ball to Spora, left side of the area, sends it across towards the back post. Good header away by Serbia, and they should have time with Mitrovic to pick the ball up wide on the left. Is that going to give Serbia the impetus that they need to have a little bit more courage going forwards? Because if it wasn't for that hooked clearance, that would have certainly been one Mitrovic header to nil.
Yeah, but it all comes from the quality into the box. But the issue that Serbia have got is to actually get higher up the pitch. They're playing all the football in and around the back of the back line and not really hurting Slovenia. It's come from a set piece where they should have scored.
Alexander Mitrovic scored in his 2 games for Serbia against Slovenia in the Nations League back in the 22-23 season. Both goals coming against Jan Oblak. Could become the first ever player to score 3 international goals against Jan Oblak. There's an honour if Mitrovic can find the back of the net today. At the moment, it's Slovenia on the attack down the other end, taking the ball to the edge of the Serbian penalty area, straight through to goalkeeper Rajkovic, who, as Stephen mentioned a few moments ago, has looked less than confident in the Serbian goal when Slovenia have been attacking. We keep mentioning England v Denmark to come later at 5 o'clock in Euro 2024. England also played in the T20 World Cup last night, won against the West Indies. You can get all the reaction on the Test Match Special podcast right now with Henry Moran and the team on BBC Sounds via the app or the website. Here, Serbia have it down the right. Zivkovic's ball forwards come straight back to him on the halfway line, and they'll have time just to take a touch and look up this time. Serbia with Ilic. Ball out to the right where Mitrovic is. One moment he's down the centre, one moment he's down the left, Mitrovic. This time he's on the right. Here come Serbia with Pavlovic. Ball over the top. Header well won by the Slovenian centre-half Biol. Serbia back out on their left. Dusan Tadic making a nuisance of himself, the Serbian captain. He was up against 2 Slovenian defenders, was always going to have his work cut out, and indeed can't keep hold of possession. Slovenia will clear down their right. It is goalless with 33 and a half minutes played on 5 Live and BBC Sounds.
You've jinxed us, haven't you? You've done it.
I was waiting for you to hold that comment against me earlier that I made. There's not been a 0-0 at Euro 2024 so far. At the moment, though, to be fair, as the game's progressed, it's looked, even though it still is 0-0, it's looked less and less likely.
Yeah, it has, to be fair. We're seeing a little bit more attacking intent, but it's still lacking in quality. It really is. I mean, you need to get the the good players on the ball, and I'm talking about Mitrovic, Blahojevic and Tadic for Serbia, but they've got to get Sesko into the game. He's just being redundant for Slovenia. He's not really being given any service at all.
You had £1 for every time I'd mentioned the names Sesko or Spora, the two Slovenian strikers. You probably have £2.
I wouldn't be able to buy me lunch.
Here come Serbia down the left. Attack breaks down. Slovenia will clear. They're still stuck inside their own half, though, Slovenia at the moment, on the edge of their own D, as Vlahovic applies the pressure. Slovenia go back to goalkeeper Oblak. No nonsense this time. Long clearance out to the right. And the ball goes out for a throw-in to Slovenia on the halfway line. Slovenia 0, Serbia 0 in Group C on 5 Live and BBC Sounds, with the other game in Group C. We'll keep mentioning it, so you need reminding. England against Denmark to come from 5. All build up from 4. Slovenia working the ball to their left. Ilic. And now Jansa with the cross, blocked, out for a throw into Slovenia. About 12 yards from the corner flag. Jansa wipes the ball on his shirt and gets as close to the advertising hoardings as he possibly can. Tries to push them a little bit further back, actually, so he's got as much space as possible for his run up here as he gets ready to send in a long throw. Now wipes each hand on the advertising hoarding. He's lining up a long one here. Jansa, who scored against Denmark the other day. In goes the throw. Serbia win it. Back to Jansa, edge of the area, left side. Serbia eventually do get it clear high towards the edge of the centre circle, looking for Mitrovic to bring it down. He's not going to get a foul for that. Slovenia tidy up and go all the way back to goalkeeper Oblak. Again, if we were looking for a move that summed up the game, that would be it. It was looking like a promising position that they were in from the throw-in, and absolutely nothing came from it whatsoever. Here come Slovenia down the left this time. What can they do? It's a game here in Group C that really does need a goal. Slovenia have it. We'll be going to the tennis in just a second. Ball work from left to right. Slovenia midway inside the Serbia half, with Cherin, who had that early shot on the Serbian goal. Since then he's been quiet, though. Jansa with the cross from the left. Serbia with the clearance once more. Back to Slovenia in the midfield. Trying the through ball. Blocked. Opportunity here once more. Shot goes in off the post. Rebound should be put in by Sesko, and isn't. It was Elshnik's shot. Hit the post. Came back to Sesko, and he couldn't find the goal. Stephen Warnock.
Well, there's the one moment of quality that we've seen from Elshnik. He tries to play a 1-2 with one of his own players. It actually ricochets off one of the Serbia players. He drops his shoulder, little shuffle onto his right foot. He smashes it past Rajkovic, and it ricochets off the post. And as it comes back out, it comes out to Sesko. But it's a great block as he goes to get the shot in. He takes a touch, then he hits it. No, it's not. I thought it had deflected off the defender, but he doesn't. He just fires it over the bar. I was trying to do him a favour because he's missed it high, wide and handsome. That is a big opportunity for them to take the lead.
Best chance of the game by an absolute mile. Down the other end, though, Vlahovic has just been fouled. Serbia have a free kick 25 yards from the Slovenia goal. So quickly, let's go to the tennis and Russell Fuller.
And after a first set which yielded not a single break point, Jack Draper has won the tiebreak against Carlos Alcaraz by 7 points to 3. Alcaraz has won 13 matches in a row on grass, but the British number one has the first set.
Thank you, Russell. Still waiting for Serbia to take this free kick. Promising position, Stephen, to the left of centre, 25 yards out.
I thought you were going to say you're waiting for them to turn up. I mean, they have been poor so far. They haven't offered too much, but this now is where a game can change, and Vlahovic will be fancying this as he steps up, fancying it on his left foot. It's the left side. Will he look for that reverse? But it's going to have to be special to beat Oblak in that goal.
4 in the Slovenia wall. Vlahovic won the free kick. He's going to step up to take it. Left-footed, hits the wall. Back to Vlahovic once more. Didn't properly get over it. Did well to keep his shot down, but it hits the wall again. Slovenia should clear down their right with Kornic kick over there. Reaches halfway just about, and they managed to keep hold of it, Slovenia. And Here they come this time with Sesko, who had that great opportunity a few moments ago, the best chance of the game by an absolute mile. We said this is a game that needs a goal. We very nearly had one there. First Elšnik and then Sesko. If anything, it's woken Serbia up, because here they come on the attack again with Vlahovic. Wide on the right. 39 played, goalless, Slovenia and Serbia.
Poor free kick, wasn't it? I'm just trying to rack my brains. Have we had a free kick scored yet?
In the whole tournament, that is a question and a half. That is not from memory.
No, that's what I was thinking. We haven't seen any real quality from free kicks yet.
Lots of efforts from distance. I'm thinking the Turkey game that you covered the other day, the Romania game on Monday. Lots of impressive goals from distance. Direct free kicks, I'm not quite sure. Here comes Serbia on the attack down the right. Will it fall for Tadic on the edge of the area? No, not quite. Slovenia do well to clear, but it will fall for Serbia again. Wide on the right with Milos Veljkovic. Taking over is Zivkovic, and now Mitrovic level with the edge of the Slovenia penalty area. Short to Tadic on his left foot. Tadic left onto his right. He's got Mitrovic into the plot. I think he was standing in an offside position, Mitrovic, but the pass was awful anyway, and Slovenia were able to clear down their left.
Why is he not shot? I mean, unbelievable. He does so well there, Tadic. He sends the defender, opens the goal up, and you're thinking he's just going to bend it into that far left corner, and he just refuses it, tries to beat the defender again. Defender nicks the ball away.
4 minutes to go. Plus, I'd imagine not a great deal of stoppage time, because it's not been a classic this so far. It is getting better though as the minutes tick by here on 5 Live and BBC Sound. Serbia on the attack. Zivkovic down the right. In goes the cross. Headed again with more height than distance away by Slovenia. Serbia have it back. Zivkovic once more. Edge of the area. Right side. Left foot. Sends it across towards the penalty spot. Opportunity here for Serbia at the back post. Is it going to get put in by Vlahovic? No, it's not. It's cleared only as far as the edge of the area, and eventually Slovenia are awarded a free kick for a late foul by Ilic of Serbia, and that was Serbia again looking threatening for the second time in 5 minutes.
Yeah, not the greatest of balls into the penalty area from Zivkovic. He looks offside initially as he comes in, and he plays the ball across, and it's a low ball. It just causes problems. It falls to Mitrovic, but that's where Oblak's so good, is he gets the ball, Mitrovic, on the edge of the 6-yard box. That's how close he is. He ends up 4 yards out, but Oblak, he is so quick off his line, drives them feet forward, makes sure he gets anything that he can on the ball, ends up ricocheting off his knee, and then he gets helped out by his defenders. Great goalkeeping.
A couple of times now we've seen Oblak called into action. We may well see Rajkovic, his opposite number, get called into action here, because Slovenia have been awarded a free kick inside left about 30 yards out for a foul on Spora. No arguments about that one. Nailed on foul by Milenkovic, nailed on free kick, and Slovenia are going to whip one into the Serbian penalty area here, and it's Cherin who's standing over the ball, spotting it up. Referee just making sure that every Serbian player, in particular Dusan Tadic, is back the full distance away from this free kick, which Cherin is going to whip in. Chipped over the top towards the 6-yard line, not really cleared here by Serbia. Will fall kindly for them over on the far side, and they will dribble the ball out. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. Slovenia 0, Serbia 0, and here comes Serbia on the counter down the left. It's a really impressive counter. Box to box, in goes the cross towards Mitrovic, cleared to the edge of the area. Shot is blocked by Slovenia on the 6-yard line, falls kindly for them, and they will dribble the ball clear down their right. And all of a sudden, we've got an end-to-end game here, because it's Slovenia on the attack this time, with Spora, dead centre, 30 yards out, works the ball to his right, shot goes in from distance, takes a deflection. Slovenia will have a corner, just like that, Stephen Warnock. It's come alive.
It has come to life, and thank goodness for that, because we've had a poor game so far, but now we're starting to see a little bit of football, a little bit of end-to-end. It's almost like a basketball game that we started to see in the last 4 or 5 minutes, but yeah, I'm not so sure the Slovenian player, I think it was Elšnik, should have taken the shot on. It ricocheted, it went out for a corner, but thank goodness we've suddenly got a little bit of a game, a little bit of end-to-end action, because it's been really poor.
Couple of efforts in this first half. Elšnik, as we approach the end of it. Now, are Slovenia going to learn their lessons here? They've had 2 corners so far. They've both been short, and like the game, they've been awful. This looks like Cherin is going to put it on top of the goalkeeper's head, though. In it goes. It is a proper corner this time, and it goes again. Rajkovic in the Serbia goal flaps at it, but gets enough on the clearance. Cherin puts the cross back in. Goalkeeper doesn't know whether to go, stay. In the end, the cross is too deep and it goes behind for a goal kick. But if nothing else, I mean, we're getting more entertainment at the end of the half, and the standard of corners is getting better.
Yeah, a little bit better, but he still doesn't look the most comfortable in the goal, does he, Rajkovic? He's holding his hamstring as he walks away from that one. He's almost saying, I'm not happy with the situation. I don't want players in and around me. Make sure that you try and protect me a little bit more. But hopefully we're starting to see the teams come out a little bit more and have a little bit more positivity in going forward.
Be surprised if we see both managers making a couple of changes at half-time, which is 1 minute of stoppage time away. Slovenia supporters in full voice at the moment. Their team have a throw inside their own half over on the far side, the right. Slovenia, as Stephen mentioned a few moments ago, need to get Sesko and Spora, the top two, into this game way more. Here comes Serbia down the right with Zivkovic to the edge of the area on his left foot. He might go alone here. Zivkovic did try to do one thing too many and then ran straight into a defender, and it goes behind for a Serbian corner.
Yeah, didn't he do well, Biel? They've taken it quickly, Serbia.
Short corner, crossed in towards the back post, comes off a Slovenian head, goal kick.
Yeah, Mitrovic with the header, disappointing header. He's saying, take your time, we needed more time to get set, we weren't ready for it. I've been really impressed with Biolo, the Slovenian centre-half. He's dealt with things well in 1v1 situations, been aggressive, he's good on the ball as well, likes to play out from the back. He's been arguably the standout player within this game.
Goal kick to be taken by Jan Oblak, and that should be just about that for the first 45 here. The goalkeeper, wearing all yellow, launches it over halfway, and that is half-time. Slovenia 0, Serbia 0. The closest we have come is Slovenia hitting the post, Stephen Warner.
Yeah, it was, and it was a lovely strike from Elshnik, but then if you look down the other end, should Mitrovic do better? I think he should, with the save from Oblak. He takes a touch, it gets away from him a little bit. Credit to the goalkeeper, great goalkeeping, and Mitrovic perhaps could have had another, but for really good defending from Mal Clark, who got his foot in and managed to nip it away from the head of Mitrovic. It's been a game that's lacked in quality. Hopefully we get a little bit more in the second half.
The first of two games from Group C on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. In Munich it is Slovenia 0, Serbia 0. Later it is England versus Denmark in Frankfurt, which is where we find Mr. Mark Chapman. Thank you, Mark. Yep, two teams on their way back out here, and the one promise we will make to you right now is that the second half has to be better than the first. 2 shots on target apiece. It was a first half that didn't even feel that good between Slovenia and Serbia. What needs to change, Stephen? More creativity, certainly from the Serbians.
Yeah, more bravery on the ball and more willingness to this sounds really daft, but to make mistakes, to try things. You've got to try and hit those little passes through to split the lines and try and create problems for the opposition. So it's bravery on the ball, and hopefully we see a little bit of individual quality from one of the players on either team.
Just waiting to see if either side's going to make a half-time substitution. I saw Mijat Gacinovic for Serbia warming up quite extensively during the interval. We will see him come on here actually now. He's going to replace Mladenovic, who was one of 3 to come in at the start of this game. Mladenovic, of course, Stephen, if you remember, picked up that yellow card in the first half. So the Serbia manager, Dragan Stojkovic, taking no chances. On comes Gacinovic of AEK Athens.
Yeah, probably a smart decision, because what you don't want to be doing is playing this game with 10 men. You've got to make sure that everyone's on the pitch, but whether he feels like he's just going to bring that little bit more quality down the left-hand side, we'll wait and see.
It's going to be Serbia to get the second half started. Slovenia 0, Serbia 0. We'll start the second half with a massive thank you, because throughout the commentary we've been praising the great work that's been done by the 5 Live social media and digital team, because there's so much going on our social media feeds and on BBC Sounds. Thank you so much to the person who posted my quote on Twitter/X in the first half on the 5 Live sport feed. There hasn't been a 0-0 at Euro 2024 yet. Lee Blakeman with the commentator's curse. Thank you so much to the person who's highlighted that.
Fully deserved.
I jinxed it, didn't I? And I think the quote from Stephen Warnock, "You've jinxed us." At the moment I have, as Serbia get the second half started here on BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sound. So just that one change made at half time. It's been made by Serbia. Gacinovic on, Mladenovic off. Serbia kicking from right to left in this second half. Serbia wearing all red. Slovenia therefore kicking from left to right. They are wearing all white. Serbia right side of the halfway line. I'll take you through the two lineups in just a second. Plenty of recognisable names as Slovenia win the ball back inside their own half. They go long. The Slovenian team, it's Jan Oblak in goal. They're going 4-4-2, there or thereabouts. Their right back is Jan Karničnik. Their centre halves are Kusic and Biol, who from Udinese really caught the eye of Stephen Warnock in the first 45, and then it's Erik Jansa who had a lot of the ball in the first half. He's playing at left back. He's the man who got the equaliser against Denmark at the weekend. The two in the Slovenian midfield, Timi Elshnik, who had a good first half. Serbia coming on the attack here though. Mitrovic, good shot, good save by Jan Oblak. Not for the first time in this game. Jan Oblak, when fronted at his near post, made himself really big, made the block, and then held onto the ball to avoid any rebounds.
Yeah, lovely from Mitrovic and Tadic. They linked up so well. Mitrovic gets the ball on the right hand side, plays it into Tadic, little reverse, back into the run of Mitrovic, who'd made that third man run up beyond Tadic. But then Oblak, he does exactly what he did in the first half. He sprints off his line, controls himself, steadies himself, makes sure that he makes himself big, and it's a really good save again from Oblak. That's why he's one of the best in the world.
Slovenia try and come down the other end. That is just quite simply what I would describe as proper goalkeeping. Make yourself as big as possible, be brave, put your body on the line, and that is exactly what Jan Oblak did there with Mitrovic bearing down on his goal to complete the Slovenian lineup as the ball goes back to Rajkovic in the Serbian goal. Slovenia with Elshnik and Cherin in the midfield, Malklar, who was really impressive down the left in the first half, formerly at Brighton, QPR and Wigan, Stojanovic down the right, and then the top two, Andres Spora, formerly of Middlesbrough, and Benjamin Sesko. 14 goals this season for RB Leipzig, but apart from one real chance, was marked completely out of the game by Serbia. Serbia have it on the halfway line at the moment, down their left with Pavlovic. Ball goes out for a throw-in to Serbia on halfway. They have Rajkovic in goal, Velkovic, Malenkovic and Pavlovic their back three. They're playing with wing backs, Zivkovic down the right, and they've just brought on Gacinovic as well, Lukic of Fulham and Ilic in the midfield. Then it's Tadic in behind Vlahovic, and of course Alexander Mitrovic, their all-time record goal scorer. Serbia with their captain Tadic midway inside the Slovenia half, on their right, couple of step overs, left foot, through ball, looking for Mitrovic. Slovenia clear, but not completely away. It's picked up by Ilic, moves the ball to his left, Gacinovic, and now Serbia have it down their right. Here's Ilic again in the midfield, keeping the ball. Slovenia trying to keep them away from the penalty area, but here comes Gacinovic. Cross goes in towards the 6 yards area, and the defender, Biol, completely snatched at it, nearly put it into his own net as that cross went in. It's gone behind for a corner, and Slovenia will take conceding a corner all day long, given what might have happened.
Yeah, and that's why Gacinovic is being brought onto the pitch. He's been brought on to put that ball into areas early. He gets onto his right foot, fizzes it across the box, and Biol, he's left-footed. He wants to go with it with his right foot, and he makes a right mess of it and just swipes at it, and luckily for him, it just goes past his post.
We've had 4 minutes in the second half. Slovenia 0, Serbia 0. Already far more lively than pretty much the entirety of the first half. Serbia corner, in swinger, into the 6 yards area, headed away by Slovenia. Serbia will pick up the pieces midway inside the half. They go back to the edge of the centre circle where Sasa Lukic, the Fulham man's waiting, moves it to Ilic. He keeps it going to the wide right. In goes the cross again, headed on by Mitrovic this time, over the crossbar, onto the roof of the net. Serbia, Stephen Warnock, have had a rocket at half-time.
Oh, they certainly have. They must have been listening to you, Lee, at half-time, because they've come to life. Lovely ball in from Tadic. Mitrovic gets a header onto it, but credit to Karnišnik at the back post, he gets enough on it, it flicks off his head, and it's another corner for Serbia.
Serbia's second corner of the second half. We've only had 5 minutes of it. Tadic is going to swing one in. It's going to be an in-swinger from the far side, be Serbia right, but we're just going to have a break in play here because Slovenia have got a man down on the edge of the penalty area. It was a cracking bit of defending by Karnišnik to stick with Mitrovic, just deflecting that header over the crossbar. Would the header have gone in? I'm not quite sure anyway, but either way he stuck with his man and made sure.
Yeah, it's one of the hardest skills in football is to defend that back post, and Karnišnik did exceptionally well, especially when Mitrovic has got a little bit of a jump on him, stayed firm, got that arm up, that forearm, just to make sure he kept enough distance and wouldn't allow Mitrovic to get a free header.
Slovenia temporarily down to 10 because their left back Erik Jansa's just received treatment, so he's just gone off the pitch over on the far side. Tadic, who's been waiting ages to swing in this corner, end of the ground where there's a lot of Serbian fans. It's a good looking corner as well. Goalkeeper Oblak comes and punches it away. It's back over on the far side with Zivkovic, finds Tadic once more, sends in a right-footed cross this time, chipped in, can't find anybody wearing the red colours of Serbia. Are they going to keep it in play on this near side with Vlahovic? No, says the referee. Throw in to Slovenia. 6 minutes gone in the second half. Slovenia 0, Serbia 0.
Yeah, I don't know if he's given a foul here on Karnišnik against Vlahovic, and he'd given it the way of the Serbia player. No, you're right, it is a throw-in. Really good defending there because he didn't want Vlahovic to get turned up against him, get faced up. It's a couple of moments where he's done really well, the right back from Slovenia.
Ball high on halfway as Slovenia try and get out of their own half for the first time really in this second half. Spora with the through ball, picks out the run of Sesko, who very nearly got there ahead of goalkeeper Rajkovic. Quick off his line, fair play there Rajkovic. Offside flag. Has it gone up there, Stephen, or has he blown for a free kick?
I think he might have just given the free kick on Spora, but that was very, very lucky from the defender as he steps across. I'm just trying to see it again when he goes across Sesko. He just looks like he might have given a foul away. It was a really, really lucky from the defender, Vlahovic.
For a second it looked like Sesko was going to get played clean through on goal. It's an earlier foul in the move. The referee has given the free kick to Slovenia for, wide on the right, and now Slovenia go backwards from the free kick into the centre circle. 5 Live and BBC Sounds with the first of 2 games today in Group C. This is 0-0 Slovenia and Serbia. Of course at 5, England against Denmark, Mark Chapman, John Murray and the team. And then from 8 o'clock tonight, Chris Sutton and Ian Dennis have got Spain against Italy. Here is Slovenia in the midfield, moving the ball to the left. Jansa is over there. Forwards it goes to Molklar, who's been quiet so far in this second half. Back to Jansa once more, who's moving just fine, following a little bit of treatment. That's going to be a foul this time, and another Slovenian free kick for a late challenge going in on Stojanovic, and a yellow card too. It was late on Stojanovic, he stayed down, and rightfully the Serbian number 22 Sasa Lukic has been shown a yellow card. It was late.
Yeah, really late and a little bit blatant from Sasa Lukic. He plays the ball through his legs and then he just stops the run. Blatant foul, rightly so, a yellow card.
Just the one goal last season for Fulham. Sasa Lukic, 27 years old, 2 goals in 46 caps for Serbia. Just been shown a yellow card there. Slovenia free kick to the left of centre, third of the way inside the Serbia half. Stojanovic back on his feet, moving just fine. Slovenia go long into the area, ball headed on. Serbia should tidy up and will clear away down their left this time, and indeed they do, with Gacinovic, who came on as a half-time substitute. Ball back with Slovenian goalkeeper Jan Oblak, and we were criticising in the first half, Stephen, weren't we, the lack of real chances for either side in front of goal. When Oblak has been called upon, it's once in this second half, twice in the first, he's been excellent. Yeah,
he has, and just shows the quality that he's got, the concentration levels when his team perhaps aren't under too much pressure, that he's alert to every situation, and yeah, he's a quite outstanding goalkeeper.
55 minutes gone, Slovenia have the ball inside their own half. Slovenia in all white, going long, looking for the run of either Sesko or Spora, and both of them look at the centre half who hit it long as if to say, what is that? They've been moaning about the lack of service, the two strikers, all afternoon, and you can't really blame them either from their point of view.
No, you can't, and Dakusic has got to do better in that situation because he's under no pressure whatsoever. They're trying to play a simple ball up to him, and you've got to pick out a striker, whether it's into his chest or into his head.
Serbia back with their goalkeeper Rajkovic. And Rajkovic goes long himself, downfield this time, looking for the head of Alexander Mitrovic. Can't make it stick, but Serbia work the ball to their right. Third of the way inside the Slovenia half. They go long, looking for Mitrovic again, who cushions his header down to the right this time. Does well. Can Serbia send it across here? Running at the fullback. Nice overlapping run. Tadic with the short pass. Cross goes in from Zivkovic, deflected behind, and it's a corner to Serbia. Their third of the second half. Serbia starting to build some momentum here.
Yeah, Tadic is getting on the ball more. He's having a little bit more of an influence on this game in higher areas. He's trying to create overloads as much as he can. Zivkovic there trying to get the overlap and get the ball in. Perhaps should have done a little bit better.
In swinging Serbian corner. Tadic again standing over the ball, waiting to send it in, and it goes across the 6 yards line, looking for Mitrovic, headed away. Will it fall kindly for Gacinovic on the edge of the area? No, it won't, because Slovenia will clear and Serbia will be forced to go all the way back to their goalkeeper wearing all green inside his own half. But it was another dangerous looking corner, put nearly almost exactly on the head of Alexander Mitrovic.
Yeah, they were trying their best just to crowd the goalkeeper out, make it difficult for him to come through that crowd, and Oblak found it difficult. He did come for it, he got crowded out, and luckily for him his defenders helped him out.
0-0 in Munich between Slovenia and Serbia, but at the moment it doesn't feel like it's going to stay 0-0 for much longer, because Serbia are moving through the gears here. Here they are on the edge of the area, ball cleared away just before they could get a shot away on goal that time, and Serbia will have it back once again inside their own half. They're certainly having the better of things since half-time, no two ways about that.
Yeah, well, it was Lukic who drove through the midfield, and as the ball came to him, he just tried to take one too many people on in the box, and then the Slovenian players
ball played forwards. Tadic, edge of the area, right side, pulls in the cross, looking for Mitrovic along the ground. Slovenia are able to get it clear once more, and the ball falls for Slovenia in the midfield with Sesko over the halfway line. Can he pick out the pass? Yes, he can. Elshnik back to Sesko down the left. Sesko, right foot, shot, edge of the area. Good save that by Rajkovic. Sesko, the first proper chance he's had since half-time. Edge of the area, right foot, curling shot. It was dipping underneath the crossbar and flying away to his left. Well palmed over by Rajkovic for a Slovenia corner.
Yeah, he sees it from a long way out, the goalkeeper Rajkovic, so he sets himself, he manages to get across the goal. Big strong right arm above his head. That's a smart save, but that's the best we've seen of Sesko, who's been very, very quiet in this game.
Mentioned a couple of times in the first half, he's only 21 years of age, but he's got 30 caps for his country already, 11 goals for them, and very nearly got a 12th there. I mentioned a couple of times that a number of Premier League clubs have been linked with him for next season. Just got a glimpse as to why there. Corner to be taken by Cherry for Slovenia, their first of the second half. It's low, the short corners didn't work for them in the first half. That was shortish, and it's not worked for them in the second half either. Cleared away. Here comes Serbia chasing down the ball as it gets passed back to the Slovenia goalkeeper Jan Oblak, and absolutely nothing comes of that. You look frustrated on their behalf.
I'm thinking to myself, at half-time you're going in and you're one of the centre-halves, one of the big guys, and you're going, what are we doing at set pieces? Take a decent set piece, put it in an area where we can do something from it. First set piece they get, what do? We'll take it short again and we'll make a mess of it. Absolutely awful from Slovenia.
They'll settle for a throw in their right back area, Slovenia. Two podcasts to tell you about at the moment. The Football Daily, Wayne Rooney, My Euro 2004. You'll find our 4-part special series with Wayne Rooney, looking back at his incredible Euro 2004 campaign on the Football Daily feed on BBC Sounds. And remember, the Test Match special podcast, all the reaction to England's win against the West Indies in the T20 World Cup Super 8s. Again, BBC Sounds, search for the Test Match special podcast. Great stuff on there with Henry Moran and the team. Slovenia wide on the left, the cross gets blocked, and it is a throw-in to Slovenia over on the far side. We'll be going to the tennis in just a second. Slovenia, though, have it in the midfield. In goes the cross, looking for Sesko at the back post. He's let it run. Can he keep the ball in play? Yes, he can. Might as well have let it go, though, to be fair. Sesko, is he going to concede a free kick there? No, says the referee. Slovenia forced back into their own half, so we'll check in with Russell Fuller at the tennis.
Jack Draper has knocked out the champion Carlos Alcaraz on a 4th match point. He's won 7-6, 6-3, so the new British number 1 has knocked out the French Open champion and ended Alcaraz's run of 13 consecutive grass court wins in a row.
Wow, Russell, thank you very much indeed. Us two looking at each other wide-eyed there, Steve.
Yeah, I watched the final of Roland Garros, and I thought he was just unbelievable, Alcaraz, and you're thinking, wow, is some result that for the Englishman? Lovely.
Big win for Jack Draper. More to come on that with Russell and the team a little bit later here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds, where we've had 61 minutes in this first game of the day at Euro 2024. Chances for both teams now, which is an improvement on the first half, but it is still Slovenia 0, Serbia 0. Remember, later from 5, with all the build-up from 4, the other game in this group, England versus Denmark, with Mark Chapman live from Frankfurt. 8 o'clock tonight, we're in Gelsenkirchen in Group B for Spain against Italy with Chris Sutton and Ian Dennis. Slovenia have the ball here inside the centre circle, not really going anywhere with it quickly, to be honest with you. Kusic is forced to go all the way back to Jan Oblak. You're just looking at this game now thinking, certainly from a Slovenia point of view, they could do with making a couple of changes, because still Spora and Sesko not really getting the service that they would like. Serbia win it back on the halfway line with Dusan Tadic. Serbia certainly better since half-time. That is an improvement.
Well, the changes have been that they've got the main player on the ball in Tadic, who's starting to draw players into him, and that creates space for other players, but that's something Slovenia haven't been able to do. They haven't been able to really get Sesko into the game. They haven't been able to get Elchnik into the game and have a real effect on the game, and the gaps between midfield and attack are too big for Slovenia.
Serbia getting ready to make at least one change on this near side as Vlahovic comes forwards that time, dispossessed. Ball goes out over on the far side, and I think we are now going to see a double Serbian change. Indeed we are. They're going to bring on Luka Jovic, and they're also going to bring on a man who can have a real impact, Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. So Slovenia are going to make a change as well here. They're going to take off Molklar and replace him with Stankovic. So one Slovenia change, Molklar off, Stankovic wearing shirt number 5, Jon Goring Stankovic comes into the game, and a double change. We said Serbia needed to do something, and it looks like they're going to take off Vlahovic, who had that good chance in the first half. He's been a little bit quieter in the second. Vlahovic is indeed going to go off, along with Sasa Lukic. Those are the two players to make way for the Serbians.
Yes, it's surprising, because you're wanting a goal and you're wanting one of your main players to be on the pitch, but he hasn't performed. He's been so quiet, and we know the quality that Jokovic provides. He's so lethal in front of goal, or has been in previous seasons, so they'll be hoping that he can come on and have an influence in this game.
So Milinkovic-Savic and Luka Jovic, the two players to come on for Serbia in place of Vlahovic and Lukic. Serbia on the attack at the moment down their right with Zivkovic. Short ball to the edge of the area to Tadic, who tries to take it on the turn, can't quite do so, backs into a Slovenian defender who clears over halfway. Now what have Slovenia got here on the counter? Sesko's making a run. Can Spora pick him out here? Spora might go alone. He's 25 yards out, forced to check because Serbia get back in their numbers. Slovenia come down the centre this time with Stojanovic. Serbia able to get it clear. It's a long clearance. over halfway. Mitrovic is giving chase, lets the ball run. Zivkovic plays the ball back over. Mitrovic on the edge of the area, can't keep his shot down, goes over the crossbar. Classic counter, one long ball downfield, very nearly undid Slovenia.
Yeah, it nearly did, and it was just route one, wasn't it? But then Mitrovic, being Mitrovic, has only got one thing on his mind, is can I get a shot away, can I make the most of this? He actually had men round him where he could have picked one and them out, getting a pass, but blazes the ball over the bar, and that is a poor decision from Mitrovic.
Keen to see what Sergej Milinkovic-Savic and AC Milan's Luka Jovic can do to mix things up a little bit as Serbia try and come forwards. Still searching, don't forget, for the game's first goal. 65 gone in Munich. Slovenia 0, Serbia 0. Serbia, wearing all red, have it on the edge of the centre circle inside their own half, with Ivan Ilic, who's pulled a few strings, not been as involved, the number 17, as he would have liked to have been. Here's Milinkovic-Savic now getting his first real touch of the game, just keeping possession for Serbia as they move it to the right. They've been impressive, the Serbians, in spells in this second half. They were very, very dominant in the second 45 against England on Sunday, having had a poor first half where they didn't really threaten England at all. It's kind of followed a similar pattern, but they've not been as threatening here as they were against England since half-time. Cross from the Serbian left, going nowhere quickly from the half-time substitute Gacinovic. Too deep, too long. Behind it goes for a Slovenian goal kick. Stephen Warnock's with us.
Yeah, he had about 3 or 4 players making their way into the box, and he just overcooks that ball into the back post. It's almost, don't pick someone out, just pick an area out and let them go and attack the ball. But that is exactly what we're missing at the moment. We're just missing that moment of quality, that game-changing bit of magic.
3 games tomorrow, by the way. 3 games a day, coming thick and fast at the moment, every single one of them on 5 Live and BBC Sound. Slovakia, Ukraine, Poland, Austria and the Netherlands against France, as Stojanovic comes forwards here, right side of the penalty area, looks at the referee wanting a penalty. It was a good run from Stojanovic. He basically went from the edge of the centre circle into the area right side. He'd gone a little bit wide. It looked like he was waiting for a nudge. Got one from Pavlovic, but looking at the replay, not much in that really, Stephen.
No, just shoulder to shoulder, really strong defending. Stojanovic is basically running out of steam, and he's running out of a little bit of energy. Defender comes across, shoulder to shoulder, great defending.
Just strong from the RB Salzburg man, Strahina Pavlovic. Nothing more. Goal kick to be taken by Rajkovic. Midway point of the second half. A quarter of this game to go. Slovenia 0, Serbia 0. At the moment, that commentator's curse that have come out within the first half of there being no 0-0 so far at Euro 2024 still stands. Much to Stephen Warnock's delight, but dismay at the same time. Dismayed that it is a 0-0, but delighted that I've made a bit of a wally of myself. Ball to the Serbian left. They come forwards this time with Gacinovic. He loses out, and now here come Slovenia out from the right with Karničkic. Moves the ball to the left. Elšnik, edge of the area, left side. Good run this. Moves into the area. Low cross in, and it should be tapped into the back post, and it is Serbia. Go behind, and it's Karničkic who's got the goal for Slovenia. Good ball in from Elšnik down the left. Karničkic rolled away from his man, tapped it in inside the 6 yards area, and Serbia go behind. Slovenia 1, Serbia 0.
Well, we've been waiting for a goal, and you've just been talking about it, Lee, that the game's been lacking in real quality, and we're waiting for that one moment, and we get it from a right back who finds himself high up the pitch. He takes a gamble, and that's what you've got to do. You've got to take a gamble in games. He releases himself in that right back spot, finds himself in the back post, and then he gets the goal. He was the one who initially started the move, plays it out to that left-hand side, and you're looking for quality. They deliver it in behind the back line of Serbia with an overlapping run, creates the space, and he just continues his run. Karničkic to the back post, passes it into the goal, and we have a goal.
At last, it has gone the way of Slovenia. We've waited so long for a goal in this game. Actually, when it finally arrived, it was so simple. Karnichnik, the right back, ran nearly half the pitch, crossfield ball to the left, Elshnik, time and space, couple of touches, ball in, side foot finish from Karnichnik, nice 1-2 from 6 yards out.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the most simple goals are the great ones, aren't they, where you don't really expect them to come like that, but that was really smart play from the right back, and like you say, started the move, finished the move, outstanding play.
Serbia coming down the other end looking for a quick response, but that's going to be a foul against Lukajovic, so Slovenia will have a free kick on the edge of their own penalty area. 5 Live and BBC Sounds, as Stephen Warnock just said, we have a goal at last. Slovenia 1, Serbia 0. Karnichnik, the right back, with 20 minutes to go, much to Stephen's delight there in the right
I am very happy that I've made up a fullback has scored a goal. That makes me very, very pleased.
Serbia play the ball high into the centre circle. They need to come out and attack now. They did it for a little bit at the start of the second half. They've played cautiously for the majority of the afternoon, though. Now they're going to have to go for it, because if they don't, they're pretty much out of the tournament. Serbia down the right with Dusan Tadic to the edge of the area, gets a nudge, looks at the assistant referee next to him, wanted a free kick, just a throw-in awarded. What have Serbia got now? Quickly taken, short throw. Ball out on the Serbian right. Can they whip in a cross? In it goes, looking for the head of Mitrovic. Come off the crossbar! Would you believe it? In goes the cross. I thought Mitrovic was going to go with his head initially, let it drop onto his right foot, and it hits the underside of the crossbar and comes back out and gets scrambled to safety. Took a deflection on its way through too.
Karnichnik does exceptionally well again. I mean, he's just scored a goal. He's defended that back post so well at times. But if he does not get this touch, Oblak gets nowhere near it. Such is the pace on the ball. Strikes it as it comes into that 6-yard box with his right foot. It ricochets off Karnichnik, who gets a block onto it. That is a huge moment.
Great delivery from the right, fell to exactly the person Serbia would want to get on the end of it. Their record goal scorer waited for it to drop on his right foot, and as Stephen says a few moments ago, it was the goal scorer for Slovenia, back defending this time, got the block in to deflect it onto the underside of the crossbar. Here come Serbia again, towering header away, this time from Slovenia. I think it was Sesko actually who was back there defending. He's back out now and he's back on the left. Nice little ball to the left. Serbia should win it back on halfway, and they do. It's an open game now, Stephen, very much so.
Yeah, he looks absolutely dead on his feet. Sesko, he's really struggling to move at the moment. He's asked a lot of his from his team to do more, but he looks like he's struggling out there.
Will he get replaced momentarily as they possibly look to tighten things up? Here comes Spora for Slovenia, gets dispossessed inside the centre circle, and Serbia will have it back with Ivan Ilic. Ball to the right where Serbia still have possession. Here's Dusan Tadic, and now Ilic again moves the ball into the midfield. Serbia continuing to press. They move the ball to the left this time to Gacinovic, runs into Slovenian-style traffic. Good challenge going in by Petar Stojanovic. They've been impressive for large parts of this game, Slovenia, with their organisation nearly undone there, but the fans having a party in Munich.
Yeah, I mean, when you look back on the game, Serbia will look at it and think, Oblak's made a few outstanding saves. There's been moments of last-moment defending. But
Serbia ball in from the left.
They've done well.
Yeah, ball put in that time by Pavlovic. Serbia have it back in their midfield area with Velkovic. In goes the cross, cleared away, brought down by Sesko. A little bit of a shuffle, and Cherin will come away with it. He gets dispossessed, and now it's back with Serbia down the right. Again, Slovenia with the answers defensively. Serbia have it back in the midfield, midway inside the Slovenia half. Tadic comes forwards, gets his legs taken, gets back up though, and the referee rightly waited to see if Tadic had an advantage. He didn't, so play gets pulled back, and it's going to be a Serbian free kick to the right of centre, 25 yards out.
Yeah, really good decision from the referee, because there was a couple of swipes at Tadic. He rode the first one, made sure he got up from Cherin, then he gets clattered again, and the referee decides to go back from the foul from Cherin, make sure that he gives Tadic an opportunity. But What would you say this is, Lee? Roll about 30 yards out?
Now it's been spotted up by Tadic. It's further back than 25, isn't it? It's closer to 30 yards from goal, inside right. He's standing over it at the moment, hands on hips with his left foot, as Oblak, the Slovenian number 1, Atletico Madrid number 1, organises all of the defenders in front of him. We have got just under 15 minutes to go in this game. Slovenia 1, Serbia 0. Tadic chips the ball in the end, looking for a Serbian head. In the end, does find one, but it gets headed behind, and it is a goal kick. It was Milinkovic-Savic who got the header in, but it's off target.
Yeah, and he had Oblak scrambling across the goal. He was running, scurrying to his left-hand side, worrying that it might just drop in past the post, but luckily for him it didn't. But that was a lovely little floated ball in from Tadic. And there is Sesko leaving the pitch. I said he was tired, Lee. You could just see he had nothing in his legs to sprint.
Sesko coming off. The two players who are going to come in here, Benjamin Verbic and Jan Vepertnik. Stojanovic and Sesko, the two to make way. I'll tell you what, I think Stojanovic down the right for Slovenia has been absolutely superb for large parts of this game, just ahead of the man who got the goal, Karničnik, at right back.
Yeah, you need that help, don't you, as a right back, and as a full back you want your winger to do some of the work for you, and he's doubled up extremely well, so he's done his job in this afternoon.
Here comes Slovenia on the attack, down there left this time. Verbic, who's just come on, is screaming for it at the back post, brings it down as well. Verbic sends in a cross, looking for 2-0, but goalkeeper Rajkovic is able to fly sideways and make the claim. That's what you want to do if you come on as a substitute, get involved straight away, as Verbic did at the back post.
Yeah, he just looked a little bit rusty as he came on, didn't he? It came to him probably a little bit too soon, but lovely switch of play by Karničnik to the left-hand side, and then he found Verbic at the back post and he pulls it down beautifully, but then a simple pass into the goalkeeper's hands. Poor play.
Verbic, who's just come on, secured Slovenia's late winning goal against Kazakhstan to guarantee qualification for Euro 2024 back in November. 30 years old, plays for Panathinaikos, and they've also brought on Jan Vepertnik as well, who I mentioned a few moments ago. He's 22, plays for Bordeaux, 2 goals in 9 caps for the Slovenian national team so far. 5 Live and BBC Sounds. We've got 13 minutes to go plus stoppage time in the first of 2 games in Group C. Slovenia 1, Serbia 0. A reminder, coming up next, the other game in Group C, England against Denmark, live from Frankfurt. It's a 5 o'clock kickoff, full build-up from 4, with Mark Chapman, Izzy Christensen, Connor Cody, Matthew Upson and John Murray. A top team for you for that game, as we have for the game which kicks off at 8 o'clock between Spain and Italy, as Rajkovic there, the Serbian goalkeeper, I was just keeping an eye on him, nearly took one touch too many and played himself into a little bit of trouble there because he was being closed down in his 6 yards area.
Yeah, he did really well just to chop the ball inside and then didn't take too many chances, just lashed the ball away with his right foot, making sure that the striker couldn't get closer to him.
Chris Sutton and Ian Dennis with Spain, Italy at 8 o'clock for you on BBC Radio 5 Live. The Slovenian party has started in those particular sections of the Allianz Arena. They're leading Serbia 1-0. Some concerned looking faces in amongst the Serbia supporters until 2 just caught themselves on the TV screens and monitors. Then they were suddenly delighted again. Slovenia have the ball at the moment on their left. They go back to halfway. 12 minutes to go. They go long this time. This would be quite the result for Slovenia. Take them on to 4 points, having drew with Denmark the other day. They come forwards again here now with the goal scorer, Karničnik. Tap in, unmarked, back post, 6 yards out. Here they are down the right with Andras Spora. Back into the midfield area, Spora wide on the right, back to Karničnik, who's going to try a shot again. This time it's a cross goal, wide of the bottom corner. I tell you what, for a right fullback, he ain't half got confidence going forwards.
No, he scored a goal, so he's brimming with confidence. Little give and go, and then he tries to cut across the ball as he comes inside. Give the goalkeeper the credit. I think he would have covered it. I think he had it been on target, I think he would have pushed it round for safety. Rajkovic.
Only got one international goal to his credit before that one, Karničnik. Here comes Serbia down the other end. Ball into the penalty area, though, from a half-time substitute. Gacinovic is so poor and therefore so easy for Oblak to come and smother. At the moment, Serbia, after Mitrovic hit the crossbar a few moments ago, look like they're short of ideas now.
Yeah, they do, and Slovenia have just to manage that wave of attack from Serbia, managed to stem the flow, and now they're looking to get the foothold in the game as well. Substitutions have probably been key to that as well. Now they've got a little bit more of an outlet up front.
They're going to bring on two more, Samardzic and Bermancevic, getting ready to come on for Serbia. Last throw of the dice maybe from their manager Dragan Stojkovic, with exactly 10 to play in Munich. Slovenia 1, Serbia 0. Serbia playing in all red, have the ball on the edge of the centre circle. Milenkovic, ball back out to the right to the captain Dusan Tadic, who's tried his best. He's huffed and he's puffed going forward, but now he's cutting the frustrated figure of a man. In goes the cross from the right, it's deep, headed across goal by Gacinovic. Goalkeeper Oblak comes, drops it, makes the claim. Not the first time we've seen brave goalkeeping from Jan Oblak, because he came there, he knew he was going to have to clatter Bijol in front of him and potentially get clattered himself, but he did well to come and get it, dropped it, and then regained it at the second time of asking.
He did so well, because like you say, Lee, he knew he was going to have to go through the defender, and the defender almost ducked, tried to help him out, but then it's the presence of mind to understand where the ball's going to drop, and he smothered it so quickly, didn't give Dusan Tadic a chance to get anywhere near it, who was the closest man to it.
So change is being made for Serbia. Zivkovic, the right wing back, is going to go off, as is Dusan Tadic. So Tadic, I said he looked frustrated a few moments ago, he goes off along with Zivkovic, and the two to come on, Lazar, Samardzic and Veljko Bermancevic, for the final 8.5 minutes plus stoppage time here. And that, without wanting to use the cliche, Stephen, really does feel now like the last throw of the Serbian dice.
Yeah, it definitely looks that way, doesn't it? They've got to find a way back into this game. Is it 10 minutes to go now? They'll feel that they've got to throw everything at it. Now, how does Slovenia stand up to this? Do they try and just sit back? Do they invite pressure on and expect that pressure to come and try and hold them at the edge of the box? Or do they try and get a foothold in the game and get more possession, win fouls, slow the game down?
It is the other game in England's group, in Group C. Slovenia 1, Serbia 0, drawing to a close in Munich. We'll be live in Frankfurt after this with Mark Chapman. Serbia, though, pushing for an equaliser. Down the left, ball pulled back to Samardzic, who's just come on, takes the ball to the edge of the D, keeps it moving. As Serbia work things from left to right. Samardzic once more, right foot onto his left, cuts inside, might fancy a shot here. He keeps going, Samardzic puts in a shot hard and low. It was always going wide at the bottom corner. He's clearly sat there on the bench looking at his teammates messing around with the ball in and around the penalty area, and thought, you know what, I'm going to go on and try and do it all myself, and very nearly did.
Yeah, he did, and he drove right across the box to the left hand side, and Samardzic then gets that shot away. Oblak comfortable, pulls his left arm away, never really troubled, but that's what they need to do. They need to commit players and make sure that they're trying to drag players out of position so they can get them shots away.
Oblak with the goal kick downfield for Slovenia. One more goal for them and this will be all over here. Game, set and match. We've had a big story in the tennis earlier already. Jack Draper beating Carlos Alcaraz. More to come on that on 5 Live and BBC Sounds a little bit later. Russell Fuller and the team with everything you need to know. Big story that from the world of tennis. Here comes Serbia moving forwards down the left with Pavlovic. Plays it forwards, keeps it moving. Bermancevic gets on the end of it. Can he just keep the ball in play there? Challenge goes in. Serbia with a throw in right by the corner flag. Late on in this game in Munich. Bermancevic, the substitute, with the throw. Back to Pavlovic as Serbia looked to whip a ball into the Slovenian penalty area. That was a push by the Slovenian substitute Verbic. Is he going to get a yellow card? No, just a talking to from the referee. But this is a free kick for Serbia in a very dangerous area. 14 yards from the byline, wide on the left.
He's looked positive, hasn't he, Bermancevic, since he's come onto the pitch. He's looked like he wants to take his full-back on, wants to get him in a 1v1 situation. This time it's the winger who comes back, Verbic, who just gives him a little bit of a shove in the back, but this is a good position for Serbia.
Bermancevic stands over the free kick. Both arms go into the air. Right-footed delivery. Whipped in on top of Jan Oblak, who gets his left hand to it as he just stood on his line and just parried it round the top corner for a Serbian corner.
Well, he's looked convincing, Oblak, all the way through the game, but this is very unconvincing. He's very lucky here that he doesn't push it into his own goal, gets fingertips to it, just pushes it round the post.
Initially he was so casual, I thought he knew exactly what he was doing, but then looking at the replay as he just stepped back onto his line, it was literally the definition of a flap as Bermancevic gets ready to whip in the corner over on the far side. Serbia with 5 minutes to go to try and rescue something here. Corner whipped in towards the near post, put behind for another one, which will be Serbia's 5th of the second half. Verbotnik, the substitute, doing well defensively that time for Slovenia. The 6 yards area in front of Jan Oblak is absolutely packed. There are 6 Serbia players in there, as many Slovenian defenders therefore too.
He's very calm, isn't he? When you look at Oblak, he's very relaxed about the situation.
In goes the corner, hit with more height this time towards the back post. Good punch away through a crowd by Oblak. Shot comes back in from Serbia. And again, Slovenia have the answers defensively. Serbia wide on the right, whipped cross in. Again, it's headed away as Slovenia defend well, as Serbia try and turn things up a few notches in the final 4 minutes till a stoppage time.
Yeah, Stankovic did so well. He read the shot, but here's Serbia.
Serbia down the left with Ilic. In goes across that time frustratingly from a Serbian point of view, way too deep when he got into a really promising position.
Yeah, and Luka Jovic was in the middle waiting for that cross, and he sort of throws his arms up in disgust because he knows the ball was overhit, the quality wasn't there. That's disappointing.
I mean, we gave Oblak a little bit of stick for that flap around the top corner a few seconds ago. For the most part, as you'd expect, the Slovenia goalkeeper has been absolutely excellent.
Yeah, he's so relaxed in situations from corners. Often you see goalkeepers pushing defenders out the way and attacking players, wanting to create more space around them. He doesn't give that off at all. He's so relaxed in that situation.
Well, the Slovenian left-back, Erik Jansa, has just been booked for time wasting, but he's trying to say to the officials, because he's taking this throw in his left-back area, right where there's a huge section of Serbian supporters. He's trying to say, look, I've just had about 5 bottles thrown at me. What do you expect? Serbia crack on, play the ball to the left, absolutely nobody there, wasted opportunity, and now Slovenia will have a throw in their right-back area. Jansa, understandably there, annoyed with the officials.
Yeah, he will have been, because he's just saying to him, what do you want me to do? Get hit by, I think there's a lot of food, pretzels as well, it looked like as well, so he'll be annoyed at that, but the referee's got to use a little bit of common sense there.
Never liked pretzels, never been a fan.
No, me neither.
Chronic
Not
indigestion.
A fan. No, they do a cracking schnitzel as well there, chicken schnitzel, and then they do the hot dogs as well. John Murray will tell you, when you go to the game as well, all the Bayern Munich fans walk past you with like jugs of beer, large pints of them, and you, this is...
John Murray's in Frankfurt today, took Mark Champman a sausage sandwich covered in mustard earlier. We'll find out what it tasted like when we go to Frankfurt very shortly.
I guarantee John will have had his before he took one to Mark Chapman.
We'll be with the 2 of them very shortly, along with Conor Cody, Matthew Upson and Izzy Christensen, our team for England versus Denmark here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. It's the other game in this group, which is Group C if you've just joined us. Slovenia leading Serbia by 1-0. It came on the 70-minute mark. We've now got 88 on the clock. Bermancevic, who's just come on as a substitute for Serbia, to the edge of the area left side, sends in a low ball, repelled by Slovenia. Serbia have it back down their left, but again Slovenia with the answers defensively. Clearance this time made by the goal scorer Jan Karničnik. Serbia on the attack once more. Bermancevic is out there on the left, receives the ball now on his right foot. In goes the cross towards Oblak's near post. For a second I thought it might catch the goalkeeper off guard slightly, but there wasn't enough pace on it.
No, there wasn't at all, but you've got to get a striker across the near post. It's not the worst ball, it's not the greatest of balls, but try and make it into a good ball. He's been lively, as I said before, Bermancevic, when he's come onto the pitch. Need to get him on the ball in 1v1 situations as much as they can.
Lots of shirts off in amongst the Slovenian supporters. The party started when they took the lead. It's not stopped since, and it will carry on long into the night if the scoreline stays as it is in Munich. Slovenia 1, Serbia 0. England, Denmark to come after this, and then it's Spain, Italy later. Slovenia getting ready to bring on David Brekalo as Mitrovic comes forwards for Serbia, takes the ball to the edge of the area and wins his side a corner. Final minute of the game, Serbia need to make this count.
Yeah, they do, and they need to concentrate. They need to make sure that the quality comes in from Bermancevic. Now they need a hero. They need someone to get on the end of this and give themselves a chance. Bermancevic walks away from it, actually, surprisingly.
He's just getting ready to take it, wasn't he, with his headband on, the substitute. It was going to be an in-swinger from the right. Instead, Samardzic, with his left foot, is going to take an away swinger instead from the left, In goes the corner, flicked header away by Slovenia, falls for Ilic for Serbia, wide on the right this time, ball forwards down the right, and two of his teammates throw their hands up in the air as if to say, what was that? Because there was nobody ahead of Ilic, the Torino man who's been in and out of this game. 5 minutes to be added on at the end of the 90 here as Slovenia get ready to bring on Brekalo.
Really poor play from Serbia. I was really surprised at taking an out-swinging corner, swing it on top of the goalkeeper. If you've got that many players round him, then you've got to put the ball into that area and cause as much chaos as you can.
Serbia with the ball over on the far side, their right. Like a murderer. Chicken snitch now, got me right in the mood, honestly.
They are great as well.
Or a hot dog. Murderer. I'm going to try and get one before I watch England versus Denmark a little bit later. It's Elshnik in the midfield who makes way for Brekalo for Slovenia for the final few minutes. So Brekalo on as Serbia come down their right. In goes the cross towards the penalty spot. Slovenia win the header, head the ball to the edge of the penalty area. Serbia try and send it back forwards, battle for it. Slovenia come away with the ball down the right. We've had one of those additional 5 minutes. That's surely a push. Yes, it is. Free kick to Serbia, won by Luka Jovic. Little bit of afters there. Jovic is going to get a yellow card for his reaction to being fouled, but Serbia will look to come forwards again straight away.
Yeah, he does well there, Luka Jovic. He makes sure that he gets his body in between the ball and the man, tiniest of shoves, and he knows he can go down and win that free kick.
Bermancevic on the left for Serbia, high ball into the Slovenian penalty area, overhead attempt there, didn't quite see who went for the overhead attempt for Serbia. Either way, the referee stopped play for a high foot and a free kick in Slovenia's favour. Straight
away I thought it must be Mitrovic, but it's Luka Jovic who goes for it, and he doesn't get anywhere near it, but he doesn't get anywhere near Karnišnik, but he hits the deck. He plays up as much as he can, knowing that will kill. A little bit more time for him and his team.
Big fan of him, aren't you, the right back who scored the goal?
I like him. Yeah, I do. I think he's had a really positive display. I think he's been great at defending that back post, but also on the ball. He's been really good as well, really positive, but he's very unconventional for a fullback in the modern day, because he's probably around about 6'1", 6'2", so he's more of the size of a centre-half.
Serbia heading out of Euro 2024, perhaps. Slovenia are going to go on to 4 points. England ahead of their game, which is next against Denmark. Already have 3 after beating Serbia on Sunday. Serbia, though, trying to rescue a point here. Through ball, nobody chasing after that. Wearing Serbian red, and it runs all the way through to Jan Oblak, and a little bit of afters involving a couple of other players, and a number of things being thrown from the Serbian supporters from the stand behind Oblak's goal there. Lots of bottles and other bits being thrown from the crowd, which is not great to see at all.
Yeah, Gacinovic is the one who just goes into Janza and he just hits the deck. He just wants that to happen. He tries to get in the way of him, Janza. Gacinovic plays it. I mean, he just does exactly what he wants him to do. Chest to chest, hits the deck and just takes more time off the clock.
Nonsense is the way he described that from Gacinovic on Janza. Deserves his yellow card. And it's his own time there, Gacinovic, that he wasted. Balls down the other end with the Serbian goalkeeper Rajkovic. Now he has a coming together with Verbernik, the Slovenian substitute. Verbernik gets showed a yellow card this time, and we are into the final minute of the 5 that were added on. Serbia going behind with 20 minutes to go, and at the moment it looks like that goal's going to be the difference from Karnišnik between the two teams here. Serbia on their way to a second straight 1-0 defeat as Rajkovic for Mallorca and Serbia plays the ball long downfield, headed on again. Slovenia with the answers defensively. Serbia back inside the centre circle, high ball forwards, looking for Mitrovic, who's on the edge of the penalty area. He's got it now. Mitrovic works the ball to the right, 30 seconds to go. Slovenia with a long clearance again down their left, dying seconds at the Allianz Arena in Munich. Serbia have the ball back on the halfway line with Veljkovic. He goes long, ball headed down, opportunity here for a Serbia equaliser late on, gets deflected behind. It is a Serbia corner, the last chance. Gacinovic shot deflected.
Goalkeeper's up.
Rajkovic is forwards in his green top, the Serbian number 1. It's going to be an in-swinging corner from the right. In it goes into the 6-yard area, headed in! And would you believe it? Serbia all level, and it's the AC Milan man, Luka Jovic, right at the end, heading in the corner, and the Serbian fans have gone absolutely crazy because that has just saved their Euro 2024 campaign. The Slovenia players have their heads in their shirts, they cannot believe it, they've hit the ground crestfallen because in the 95th minute, Serbia have equalised to make it Slovenia 1, Serbia 1.
Well, substitutions can always have such a big impact in a game, and Luka Jovic has just had one of the biggest impacts in this tournament. He just finds himself an inch of space, and that's all he needed, and he gets above Karnišnik for the first time. He can't get near him, and he just uses his arm, pushes him away. It gives him just a half a yard, and he glances it in the far corner. Oblak rooted to his spot. He can't get anywhere near it. Absolute scenes in the stadium. You've got the Serbian fans jumping for joy. There's drinks going everywhere. The shirts are off. But at the other end, you've got the Slovenia fans. They've got their head in their hands. They can't believe what they've just seen.
It was a great corner, but I tell you what, he'd got 3 white shirts around him there, Luka Jovic. What a header. And that is the final act in Munich, because there is the final whistle as Jovic continues to celebrate with captain, the man who's wearing the armband now anyway, Alexander Mitrovic. Slovenia took the lead. Karnišnik, the right back, on 70, and then as you've just heard, a 95th minute equaliser from a corner from Luka Jovic. 1-1 it's ended in the first of 2 games in Group C. Stephen Warnock, what a second half.
Oh yeah, terrible first half. It wasn't one for the football enthusiast, but the second half we saw a complete turnaround. We saw teams trying to have a go for it. Slovenia put themselves in front, they managed the game and what it seemed to be so well, but the game of football is so cruel at times, and late on Serbia threw everything they had at it, and that one moment of quality from a corner, the quality of the set piece, that's into the box, and then Luka Jovic, he does what he does best, and he's so clinical from, 6-7 yards out with that header into the bottom corner, and it's just given an incredible finale to this game.
Awful first half, cracker of a second. It's ended in Munich. Slovenia 1, Serbia 1.